crime doesn't just happen, rather each crime happens for a reason. Crimes tend to be motivated by a few key overarching themes that inspire criminals to act criminally. Most criminal activity is inspired by greed to acquire something the criminal cannot otherwise attain, or the desperation for survival. Other, less common motivations involve passion, rage, or simply a perverted desire to cause harm. All of these can be mitigated by building a society that offers abundant economic opportunity. Criminal enterprises struggle to effectively compete in a free market due to the inherent inefficiencies and risks associated with illegal activities. Operating outside the law requires these enterprises to invest heavily in aggressive dominance, diverting resources from productive and innovative business practices. High levels of risk, including the potential for legal repercussions and violence, discourage long-term planning and investment, making it difficult for criminal enterprises to sustain growth and adapt to changing market conditions. Moreover, without the ability to openly engage in competition and transparent transactions, criminal organizations often lack access to legitimate financial services and markets, limiting their potential for expansion. In contrast, legitimate businesses benefit from fair competition, innovation, and consumer trust, allowing them to operate more efficiently and sustainably while never having to defend their position with violent force. For example, criminal organizations built around the production and distribution of alcohol are largely extinct and have been extinct since the elimination of prohibition. Crime can be profitable, but it is very inefficient. Generally, a large criminal organization requires a larger workforce with higher turnover to produce a smaller yield than a comparative operation within a free market. As a result, these organizations typically can only compete effectively when engaging in markets that legal enterprise is barred from participating in. We must then ponder why criminal organizations can form and, most importantly, how they can expand their ranks with subordinates who bear the most risk without being rewarded with commensurate incentivizing wealth. The answer to this question is that the downtrodden find themselves in a predicament where choosing a criminal's life seems to be the only viable option. They feel that life has shackled them, causing them to be unable to grow beyond their current lot. Crime is never a good choice. However, it can often seem the only viable choice. When individuals have access to stable employment, education, and pathways for upward mobility, they are less likely to resort to illegal activities out of necessity or desperation. Economic opportunities provide a sense of hope and purpose, enabling people to build a future through legitimate means rather than through crime. A thriving free market creates jobs and stimulates innovation, which can uplift communities by reducing poverty and inequality, which are key drivers of criminal behavior. Moreover, when people have meaningful employment and the ability to improve their circumstances, they are more likely to invest in their communities and adhere to societal norms. Conversely, when economic opportunities are scarce, people may feel marginalized or trapped, increasing the likelihood of turning to crime as a means of survival or expression of discontent. When allowed to rise above the challenge of a difficult life within a free market, nearly everyone will choose that opportunity before choosing a life of crime. Excessive government overreach can stifle economic opportunity by imposing burdensome regulations and restrictions that hinder innovation and entrepreneurship. When governments exert too much control over markets, they can create barriers to entry for businesses, limiting competition and reducing the diversity of available goods and services. Overregulation often increases business costs, discouraging investment and deterring individuals from pursuing new ventures. This environment can stifle creativity and slow technological advancement as businesses focus more on meeting regulatory demands than innovation. Additionally, excessive government intervention can lead to inefficiencies and resource misallocation, as bureaucratic processes and red tape delay decision-making and responsiveness to market changes. Ultimately, this leads to an erosion of opportunity, which can crush hopes and drive individuals to consider crime out of desperation or misery. Crimes of passion, such as domestic abuse, can often also be rooted in a lack of opportunity. Poor economic conditions create a state of mind characterized by frustration, stress, and hopelessness. When individuals face limited economic prospects and struggle to provide for themselves or their families, they may experience heightened levels of anxiety and pressure. This chronic stress can erode mental well-being, leading to impulsive and destructive behaviors as a misguided outlet for pent-up emotions. Economic hardships can exacerbate household tensions, as financial strain often triggers conflicts and deteriorates relationships. The lack of opportunity also diminishes an individual's sense of control and self-worth, leading to feelings of inadequacy and resentment that may manifest as aggression toward loved ones. Even crimes related to mental disorders, such as those linked to psychopathic behavior, can be indirectly linked to a lack of economic opportunity. Societies with abundant economic resources are better equipped to identify and assist individuals with severe mental illnesses. In economically prosperous societies, there are typically more funds available for mental health services, allowing for early detection, intervention, and treatment of psychological disorders. Access to comprehensive mental health care significantly reduces the likelihood of individuals with mental disorders manifesting violence by providing them with the support and resources needed to manage their conditions. Economic prosperity doesn't guarantee the complete elimination of these crimes via prevention. However, it does ensure that the resources to engage in preventative action are possible. The freedom to pursue happiness and success by investing effort into an open market of opportunity is a paramount keystone to the American dream. This allowed Western societies to create the most powerful economic force in history and is responsible for the vast reduction in aggression over the last century. We can either continue leveraging the power of freedom to build opportunity and eliminate the motivations for individuals to choose criminality, or we can tighten the grip of the rule of law to slowly slide back